back here live. This is the opening game on this beautiful Saturday in Aguadilla. This is Anthony DeSanto bringing you this game live. Conquistadores and team TAINOS. TAINOS are on the field, and the starting pitcher, Nat Greenslet, almost done with his warm-ups. We'll start with the defense first, and then we'll give the starting lineup. The defense for the TAINOS. Starting pitcher, as we mentioned, Nat Greenslet. Starting catcher, Kurt Ortega. In the outfield, left to right, we have Malachi Lyon in center, Masso in left, and Pedro Ethier in right field. In the infield, third base, Brian Calderon, shortstop, Adrian Rodriguez, second base, Ashton Weathersby, and at first base, Tate Riley. So that's the defense behind the starting pitcher, Nat Greenslet. Now let's introduce the starting lineup as we get ready to start things off. We started just a little bit late with traffic and everything else, and we're on island time. Island time is a legitimate, real thing. So it's 10:28. We'll get ready for the first pitch from Greenslet. Shortstop, leading off for Conquistadores, Joel Cortez. Joel Cortez had a nice PRIBL. This is the playoffs. This is the last day of the PRIBL, and this is the last game that I'll be broadcasting. Here's the first pitch from Greenslet. And cut on, hits the second baseman, moving over Weathersby to his left, throwing out Cortez with the first pitch of the ball game at 10:28 in the morning. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're listening and being a part of this broadcast. Thanks so much for tuning in and supporting the PRIBL in so many different ways and areas. I've tried to give this game and make this game come alive as best I could. Now we see the two-hitter. This is Strakniak, Jacob Strakniak. That's Luca Morales on deck. Good pitch right there. And that's right. So, Strakniak batting second. Cut on, fouled back. Good pitch right there by Greenslet. So, as we mentioned, we saw Cortez already. This is Strakniak. Luca Morales batting next. Braylon Reynolds, Connor Anderson, Kapono Kahali, the starting pitcher. Jehoshua Smart, Nick Fasthorse, Hayden Bledsoe, and Adrian Perez. That's the lineup. Fouled straight back once again. Jacob Strakniak, the catcher, batting second here. And going over to the defense once again. In the outfield, left to right, Dominic Masso, Malachi Lyon in center, Pedro Ethier in right field, Calderon at third, Rodriguez at short. Weathersby, we saw him make a nice play, and Tate Riley at first base. Kurt Ortega behind the plate for Nat Greenslet, the starting pitcher. With one out, top of the first inning, no score. That is going to be just out of the reach and out of play. That's out of play. First baseman Tate Riley going over to take a look at that one. He went to the fence, but that ball was over the fence. There's a lot of foul territory here in Aguadilla. And we're going to try to communicate everything that's going on here today. This is the championship game, or championship day. Both these two teams, they lost the other day. So this is the consolation game. And then the championship game will be played at 1 o'clock. Good at-bat from Strakniak. Nat Greenslet got the first out on the first pitch of the game. And dealing here in a deep count, deep at-bat for Jacob Strakniak. Cut on the miss. First strikeout for Nat Greenslet. Greenslet takes care of Strakniak, but he had a good at-bat there. And now stepping to the plate with 2 outs, nobody on base. This is how you want to face Luca Morales, but he's up now, batting 3 for the Conquistadores. So, this is the last day of the PRIBL. It's playoffs. This is championship day. Yesterday's games were fantastic. They were one-run games yesterday, Friday, here in Puerto Rico. 6-5 was the first score. Pelicanos winning that game, holding on and winning that game. And 2-1 was the final score yesterday, beating the Taínos. That was just a fantastic game. Good pitch right there, taken for a strike. So Greenslet been throwing a ton of strikes here. He is working quick, working efficiently, and that's what you like to see here as Luca Morales takes just inside. So 2 outs, nobody on base. Luca Morales bats against the Taínos starting pitcher, Nat Greenslet. Cut on missed, and that's the inning. 2 strikeouts for Greenslet as he cuts down Morales. Big strikeout, so no score in the top of the first inning. We'll see Team Taínos come to bat. They're the home team as Conquistadores run onto the field to get things started in the bottom of the first inning. And this is Anthony DeSanto once again. This is Saturday, the last playoff game for these two teams in the PRIBL. And we'll see how these guys compete against each other. Very exciting top of the first inning. Nat Greenslet, the starting pitcher, did a really nice job to set the tone for his team as they come to bat against Conquistadores. This is Anthony DeSanto, and we'll be back live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back as the starting pitcher for Conquistadores, Capona Kawale, getting ready to start the ball game for his Conquistadores. Conquistadores didn't even get a base runner on against starting pitcher for Taínos. Nat Greenslet did a really nice job of getting 2 strikeouts of the Conquistadores, and now the Taínos set to do battle against Capona. Capona, a very good pitcher. So the starting lineup: Malachi Lyon, Kurt Ortega, Brian Calderon, Nat Greenslet, Pedro Ethier, Adrian Rodriguez, Tate Riley, Ashton Weathersby, and Dominic Masso. That's 1 through 9, and we'll continue to introduce those guys as they come to bat. This is Malachi Lyon, leadoff hitter, center fielder. Malachi Lyon leading things off. So defensively, we've got in the outfield Joshua Smart, Connor Anderson, Adrian Perez in right. As that ball slapped to left field, it's going to be a base hit. So leading things off, Malachi Lyon jumping all over that pitch from Capona. So leadoff base hit. Malachi Lyon wasting no time getting on base. So the rest of the defense, we mentioned the outfielders. And now the infield, third base, Hayden Bledsoe, Joel Cortez, Nick Fasthorse at second base, Luca Morales at first, and Jacob Strakniak, the catcher behind the plate. So that's the defense behind Kapono Kawali. Kapono's a very, very talented baseball player. He has got tremendous baseball instincts, IQ, and just a really fantastic athlete. He can play pretty much anywhere on the diamond and just excels on the mound as well. Malachi Land, the speedster's on first base. They check on him. Luca Morales slapping the tag on at first base, sliding back safely. Really impressive to watch. This Taínos team, they're very, very potent, extremely deep in their lineup. Malachi Lyon, the speedster, leads things off as Ortega, the batter, fouled that one back. He kind of checked his swing, a little unsure of himself there. This is a college wooden bat league in Puerto Rico. This is my second year with the PRIBL. And thank you so much for being a part of this broadcast. Beautiful day. Wonderful weather we've had here in Aguadilla for the past 2 weeks. Checks the runner and slaps that one foul. Back to the screen is Ortega batting with 2 strikes now with runner on first base. Nobody out. No score. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Kurt Ortega bats with Malachi Lyon, who got a base hit to lead things off. And there goes Lyon. Lyon is going to be a close play. Yeah, they call him out, man. So Malachi Lyon cut down. 1 out now, so Malachi Lyon is erased. Lyon let things off with a really nice base hit to start the inning for Taínos. And then he was thrown out. Jacob Strakniak threw an absolute strike to cut him down. So 1 out. And that ball's popped up, out of play, foul back. Heads up, everybody, and up over the roof. Have no fear. Thank you so much for being a part of this broadcast. Life is good here in Aguadilla. Really cool to watch these baseball players throughout the past 2 weeks. Really enjoyed talking to some. And just really forging good relationships with these players. Takes just low right there, so Kapono tried to hit that corner there and throw it down and away to Ortega. Ortega is just got excellent bat speed, quick bat, and he just does a good job of hitting the baseball to all fields. Here's the 2-strike pitch, takes high, so now it's a full count to Kurt Ortega batting in the bottom of the first inning. No score. Malachi Lyon led things off with a base hit, and then he was erased on the caught stealing. Three-two, full count. Here's the pitch. That's popped up in the infield. It's going to be a tough play for the middle infielders. They come in. Second baseman calls off the shortstop. That is a good catch. Nick Fasthorse was absolutely on his horse to catch that ball in the infield. That was a tough play, but he makes it look easy. Nick Fasthorse retires Ortega. So 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Now dealing with the dangerous 3-hitter, Brian Calderon. Calderon has played really well in the PRIBL. He's had a really nice PRIBL for Team Taínos and is one of the centerpieces for Team Taínos. Good pitch by Kapono, just missing high. So, really good first inning for both of these teams. Playing good baseball, and that's what you want to see here, especially this late in the summer. That ball slammed into center field. That's a base hit. Calderon gets on base with a base hit, hitting that ball really hard. So, without that caught stealing, you never know how this inning would transpire. But 2 outs here nonetheless. Runner on first base. 2-out base hit for Calderon as the starting pitcher. Nat Greenslet gets his turn of at-bats. Pedro Ethier would be next if Greenslet can reach with 2 outs. Runner on first base, 2 outs. No score, bottom of the first inning. Good pitch right there. Capono is throwing strikes and competing in the strike zone, and that's exactly what you want to do. And as the pitching coach or as the head coach, you want your pitcher to compete in the strike zone. And that's what Capono does. And he checks the runner, holds, checks the runner again, comes to the plate, and fires a strike. Good pitch right there. So working really effectively against this Taino team, although he has given up 2 hits. But one Malachi Lyon was cut down on the stolen base attempt. Calderon on first with the other base hit. 2 outs. Greenslet the batter. Calls time. Taking a little time. And that's one way to stifle the running game and one way to slow down the speedsters of Team Tainos. Very aggressive on the bases. And one way to do that is as the pitcher can hold and mix up his counts to the plate, his times to the plate. And a throw down. That is wild throw error on the catcher to allow that ball to go into deep right field in the corner. On his horse, he is going to get to third standing up on that error by the catcher. Luca Morales, the first baseman, did everything he could. He was diving to try to catch that ball, but could not corral that throw from Strakniak. Strakniak has a powerful arm, and we saw that on the caught stealing throw down to second base to nab Lyon, but then he throws wild there to the first base. They try to pick off on the back pick Calderon, but he's now on third base. So big spot in the game already in the bottom of the first inning. 2 outs. 2-out RBIs are backbreakers. Let's see if Greenslet can get it done here. Takes just inside and low. Good at bat for Greenslet there. Good eye, displaying good patience. Runner 90 feet away. 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Capono Cajale trying to get the job done here with 2 outs. Love to pick up a strikeout here or induce some kind of weak contact. Greenslet has been a clutch baseball player for Tainos and in this PRIBL. And he walked him. So runners now at the corners, first and third, and we'll get our first look at Ethier. This is Pedro Ethier. He's in right field. Let's see how he does in the first inning in his first at bat. Pedro Ethier, big strong kid. So Greenslet, who walked, is now coming off the field for a pinch runner. He's the starting pitcher, so I want to save him. So head coach takes off. Greenslet runners on first and third at the corners. Pedro Ethier bats with 2 outs. This is a big at bat already in the first inning. You don't want to give up any runs in the first inning. Let's see how he does. Firing wide the first pitch. This is the first at bat for Pedro Ethier in the PRIBL. Getting a chance to play. Takes up and in as he bends out of the way of that one. So pitch count going up a little bit here in the bottom of the first inning for Capono and Conquistadores. He's given up 2 base hits and a walk. But he is throwing strikes for the most part. Kicks, fires, and deals. There it is. Good strike. As long as he can control his stuff, he'll be just fine. Hits happen, but walks always hurt you. There goes the run from first. Throw down, fake. Never really got that throw down fake. Normally it's either throw it to third, throw it high or hard to the pitcher, see if the runner will break, or have the play where the second baseman or the shortstop comes in between the second base bag and behind the pitcher's mound area to get a cut-off play there. So that ball's high, and now we've got the bases loaded, so digging himself into a hole, Capono Cajale in the bottom of the first inning. There's 2 outs. Adrian Rodriguez is going to get his at bat. So Rodriguez is a line drive hitter. He's gap to gap. He can go to all fields. Tremendous bat to ball skills. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the pitch from Capono. Ball's popped up. There might be a play. Nope, that's out of play. That's out of play for the third baseman as it hits the roof and comes back onto the field. So that's a foul ball. It was a little too uppercutty on that one. He's a line drive hitter. If Rodriguez can stay with his line drive swing, he'll be fine. Big field here. The outfielders in right field playing them pretty deep. They're playing them to pull, though. Here's the pitch. Takes just high to even things up. 1-1, 2 outs, bases loaded. Ethier is on first. Calderon, the lead runner, on third. Bases loaded. Takes wide. So digging himself and Conquistadores in a big hole right here. 2 outs. He's got 2 outs. But now it's a hitter's count for Rodriguez. Rodriguez in the driver's seat. Bottom of the first inning. No score. 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Comes set. Here's the pitch. That one rides high now. This is not what you want to see, especially in the playoffs or any time. 3-1. Danger of walking in a run in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Bases loaded. Takes a strike. Full count now. Rodriguez thought that was a ball, but umpire called it a strike. Good pitch right there. That's the competitive nature you want to see. That's how you got to compete in the strike zone, especially when you have to come back and dig yourself out of this hole. He was in a 3-1 situation, and he got back in the count, firing that strike to get him into a full count situation. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Slammed to the shortstop, going to his left. Can't make the play. That was well past him. 1 run is in. Here comes the second runner. Is going to score. 2-run single by Adrian Rodriguez. Man, he did a good job of hitting that ball extremely hard. That's the line drive swing that you want to see from him. And he produces and gets the Taínos on top and on the board in the bottom of the first inning. The first inning, they're cracking that door wide open. A 2-run single. Big hit for Taínos. Now stepping in, Tate Riley. Big Tate Riley, the first baseman, gets an at-bat. Riley's the 7th batter to come to the plate in the first inning. Let's see if Riley can get a big 2-out hit. Rodriguez did. Let's see if he can here. They take their leads. Cut on and missed. Climbed the ladder a little bit. Might have reached for that one out of the strike zone. Good fastball. Hard to lay off that one. Comes up empty on the swing. Ethier, the runner on second. Rodriguez, the runner on first. He just got the big hit. Let's see if Riley can produce. Takes a strike. So now in a hole, Riley 0-2. Capono comes set. Ethier dancing from second. That one gets away from the catcher, allowing the runners to advance 1 base. So now in trouble here. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. 1-2 pitch coming up. Tate Riley, the batter. Batting in the bottom of the first inning, up 2-0, the Taínos are. That is inside, almost hit him with the 1-2 pitch. Now it's 2-2 to even things up. So Riley quickly got down 0-2, and now he's evened up the count 2-2. And as a batter, that's exactly what you want to do. That's how you win at-bats and learn how to compete in at-bats. When you get down 0-2, working the count, following off good pitches, and taking those close pitches in or out of the strike zone. Juan Soto, I think, does the best job at that. Of course, I'm biased. I'm a Mets fan. Here's Tate Riley, the batter. Takes high, so that is 3-2. Full count, 3-2 to Tate Riley. Batting with runners on second and third. He's really climbed back in this count. Capono needs to go back to throwing his good pitches for strikes. He's just missing. He's got to refine his release point. Comes set, full count. Runners on second and third. They take their leads. Tate Riley, the batter, and hammers it past the third baseman. 1 run will score. Good job of hitting right there. He picks up both runners, and he's on his way to second. Left fielder almost was gonna throw it home there as Riley turned the corner. He didn't even notice that Riley was going to second. So Tate Riley, 2-run double in the first inning, and the Taínos are up big. 4-0 now the score. As he clears the bases, Tate Riley hammered that ball down the line. He was all over that 3-2 pitch from Capono, and he picks up his teammates. 4-0 the score in the first inning. Ashton Weathersby, the 8th man to bat in the first inning. Dominic Masso would be next. He's on deck. 2 outs. Riley on second base. Takes a strike. Good pitch right there from Capono. And working ahead. This is a big first inning for Team Taínos. They're coming out swinging. Really aggressive hitters. Really aggressive at-bats from these Taínos as he takes wide there. Even up the count 1-1. 2 outs. Tate Riley coming through big time with a 2-run double with 2 outs. Adrian Rodriguez had a 2-run single. So 4-0 the score in the bottom of the first inning. Riley, the runner on second, in scoring position. Weathersby turns on it, but just foul. He was all over that one. So good pitch right there to hit, and he hit it hard but foul. He turned on it. See if he can straighten it out here and hit a line drive somewhere. There's a huge gap in right center field. Huge gap. Pulls that one again, got in on the kitchen, on the hands, and he pulled that one foul. This is the first inning, 4-0 the score. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. Capono, Kahale, the pitcher, and it gets by the catcher. Doesn't know where the ball is. Riley stands up at third base now. He's on third. Advancing on that wild pitch. So we've got a runner on third base, 90 feet away, Tate Riley. Big at-bat for Taínos and the Conquistadores. They gotta stop the bleeding here. Taínos are extremely aggressive. Let's see what happens. That ball slammed down the line again, foul. Man, he was all over that pitch. He has hit some rockets in this at-bat. That's the Ashton Weathersby that we're accustomed to seeing. See if he can straighten it out here. Weathersby, the 8th hitter to come to bat in the first inning with 2 outs. Tate Riley on third. Here's the pitch from Capono. Takes upside the bender. Good eye at the plate. He's back in this, and now he's leading in this at-bat right here. He's done a nice job of hitting line drives in this at-bat, but they've been foul. Let's see on this 3-2 pitch what he can do. Takes just high. So really rough first inning for Capono and Conquistadores. Team Taínos have been jumping all over these pitches in this game, only in the first inning. So we've got runners on first and third. Head coach coming out. We'll take a break. 4-0 the score with 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Riley's on third and Weathersby on first. And Masso coming to bat. We'll be back. All right, we're back. This is the first inning, 4-0 the score. Runners on first and third. Masso the batter. Capono fires low. So it's been a very tough first inning for Conquistadores. Down 4-0 in the first inning, and they're still batting. Takes inside. The leadoff hitter would be next. Malachi Lyon led things off with a base hit, and he was gunned down by Strakniak, the catcher, trying to steal. The Conquistadores were looking good, and then they kind of fell apart a little bit. Takes a strike. Just need to settle down. That was a good mound visit by his head coach to talk to him a little bit, resettle him down. See how he responds here. Runners on first and third. The ball slapped to the other way. 1 run will score. Riley trots home. Runners on first and second. That's an RBI single. Big hit. Dominic Masso using the whole field, hitting that ball the other way and through the hole in between first and second, going the other way. Does a good job right there of getting another big hit for Team TAINOS. They are just putting it on now. 5-0 in the first inning. They've just been hitting the ball really, really well. Swinging at good pitches and hitting mistakes from Capono. And now Malachi Lyon, who led this game off with a base hit, is going to get his second at-bat in the first inning. This is his second at-bat in the first inning. 4 hits for Team TAINOS already. Big hits from Masso, big hits from Tate Riley, big hit from Adrian Rodriguez. Let's see if Malachi Lyon can come through too. That ball's off the mitt. That was a high fastball off the catcher's mitt of Strakniak. It goes to the backstop now. Runners both in scoring position. Second and third, Masso at second. He just got an RBI base hit. And at third base is Weathersby. Five runs are in. Foul tips that one. Malachi Lyon trying to attack that one. These guys are doing a good job of jumping on these mistakes and swinging at good pitches. Aren't really going out of the strike zone for the most part. They're swinging at good pitches in the strike zone. They have 4 hits. All singles. Runners on second and third for Malachi Lyon. Big pitch coming up. Here's the pitch from Capono. Just missing high now. There's action in the bullpen. They've already scored 5 times in the first inning. Yeah, it's Clayton Blumel in the bullpen for Conquistadores in the first inning already. This game might get out of hand if he gets a base hit here. Missing. Pitch count going up. It's been a really tough outing for Capono. Pretty shocking. Capono is a fantastic athlete, great baseball player. Misses inside, so bases are now loaded, reloaded. So Lyon walks. This is the second time he's got on base in the first inning. And the second at-bat in the first inning comes for Kurt Ortega. Kurt Ortega batting. Ortega was retired. He popped up to the second baseman. Takes a strike right there. So with the bases loaded, really walking a tightrope. 5 runs are already in. 5-0 for Taínos. There's 2 outs. Feels like there's been 2 outs for a while now. That ball's popped up in the infield. Tough play for the catcher. Strakniak is under it. There's room. And he can't come up with it. Pops in and out of the glove. Foul ball. Tough play. So now Ortega has new life. Batting with 2 outs. 5 runs are in. The bases are loaded. The leadoff hitter, Lyon, started things off with a base hit. Then he was gunned down by the catcher and a caught stealing. And then Ortega popped up. And there was 2 outs quick in the inning. And then Calderon started with a base hit. And then everything else followed. And here we are, 5-0, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the pitch to Ortega. That one's high again. Blummel in the bullpen. He's the next man up, it looks like. Ortega would love to get a base hit here. Takes wide. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. So now full count. Bases loaded, full count. Taínos up 5-0. 5 runs have come across in the bottom of the first inning, and the bases are loaded. This is the highlight keynote right here in the first inning. Can Ortega come through? Bases loaded. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. So bases were left loaded. But they scored 5 times. 5-0 the score. And that does it for the first inning. First inning finally comes to a close. Capona Kahale picks up his first strikeout. And 5 runners, though, do come across. Let's see if Conquistadores can battle against Nat Greenslet and the starting pitcher for Taínos. They have the lead, and Conquistadores coming to bat, trying to chip away at the 5-0 lead. This is Anthony DeSanto in this playoffs of the PRIBL. It's the final day of the PRIBL. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live in Aguadilla. We just saw 5 runs come across for Team Taínos. 5-0 the score. And we're only in the second inning. They scored 5 times. Big 5 spot. Huge hits for Team Taínos. Rodriguez had a big hit to start things off, then followed by a Tate Riley 2-run double. Riley coming through big time. Rodriguez coming through big time. So 5 runs across. Cut on and miss there. There's a strike to the batter. Let's see if Braylon Reynolds can reach against Greenslet. Greenslet, a very good pitcher. Team Tainos has a very good lineup and roster, and they're very deep. They're one of the best teams in the PRIBL. Ball is popped up. Foul. Watch out, everybody. So, well-attended playoff game here. It's the last day and final day of the PRIBL. Braylon Reynolds gets his at-bat. First time he's batted in this game. Nat Greenslet cut down the Conquistadores 1-2-3 as Edwards strikes out. That's the 3rd strikeout. So now Connor Anderson will get his at-bat. Anderson bats, the center fielder. Anderson hits 5th in this lineup. Good pitch right there. He struck out 3 batters in a row, has Greenslet. Good pitch right there, taken just outside. That was a good pitch. Capono, the starting pitcher, will be next as that ball is chopped to the shortstop, ranging in and throwing across his body, and he is out of there, so 2 outs. Anderson grounds out 6-3 if you're keeping track at home. Now setting up Capono, Koali. Anderson is retired. Reynolds struck out to lead off in the second inning. So we're in the top of the second inning. 5-0 the score. Taínos pitching. Conquistadores batting down 5-0. Capono would love to get on base. Takes a strike. Good pitch right there by the starting pitcher, Greenslet. Just inside with that one. Good pitch from Greenslet. Nick Fasthorse. Jehoshua Smart, the would-be batter. If Capono can reach 2 outs, nobody on base, takes a good pitch right there again. Picking off the inside part of the plate, right on the edge. Okay, so gets on the hard way. Now Smart gets his at-bat with 2 outs. It's their first base runner, Capono Kahale. Kawhi. Sorry, I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. Please accept my apology. So Capono's on first base. Jehoshua Smart, the batter. Smart's had a nice PRIBL. He'd love to get a base hit here. So we're going to have Capono's coming off for a pinch runner. They'll have a pinch runner. I think it's Theodoros. So Theodoros Mitrazikis will run on first base. So Theodoros is on first, running for Capono. This is Smart with 2 outs with his yellow batting gloves and black bat. Hammers that one into the ground. Shortstop had a miss, change his direction. Close play, but he is out at first base. Wow, close play, but he is retired at first base. So that does it for Conquistadores. They leave one runner on. Nat Greenslet doing a really nice job. He's got 3 strikeouts so far in his 2 innings of work. 2 shutout innings of work. His team Tainos are coming to bat. They scored 5 in the first inning. Let's see how Conquistadores can shut down Team Tainos. They're a dangerous hitting team. We'll see them when we come back. 5-0 the score. Conquistadores are coming on as Team Tainos get set to bat in the bottom of the second inning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. 5-0 the score. This is the start, or this is the bottom of the second inning. We're in the second, 5-0. Team Tainos have the lead. This is Calderon, cut on and missed. Capono is still on the mound. Gave up 5 runs, all earned. Tough first inning. Let's see if his second inning will be better as he tangles with Calderon. Calderon started this whole thing off with getting a base hit. You would think a meaningless base hit with 2 outs, but that transpired into scoring 5 Tainos. Big base hits from teammates Masso, Riley, and Rodriguez, all coming through with hard hit RBI base hits. Riley's was a 2-run double. He had the big hit in the inning. Here's Calderon batting. Takes high. So Capono still searching and looking for his release point. Ball's hammered out to right field, turning around the right fielder. It's going to be a tough play, and that lands. So Calderon turning the corner. He's going to third. And he's going to be standing up at third base with a lead-off triple. So he hit that ball really hard. Third baseman thought he had it, but got turned around. That was over his head. So misplayed that one in right field. That's not what you want to do, especially against this Taino team. As another hard hitter, Nat Greenslet, comes up. So give Calderon a triple. He's had a base hit and a triple, and he scored one time as well. Greenslet, the starting pitcher, extremely confident young man. Bats with the runner now on third base, 90 feet away. Pops that one up. That might be a sacrifice fly. Tough play here for the center fielder. He catches it. Here comes the runner from home. He's going to score on the sacrifice fly by Nat Greenslet. Give him an RBI. So another run scores. That's 6 in 2 innings. Setting up Pedro Ethier. 1 out, 1 run in. Rodriguez on deck. Ethier, the first day in the PRIBL. Slams that one out of play. And thank you for being with us on this broadcast. 1 run in the bottom of the second inning. There's 1 out on the sacrifice fly by Greenslet, scoring his teammate Calderon. Another one fouled against the screen. 6-0. 6-0. 1 out. 6-0. Nat Greenslet had a sacrifice fly RBI, scoring Calderon. Calderon led off the inning with a triple. Calderon led off the second inning with a triple. Cut on and miss. So there's 2 outs. Good pitch right there to Ethier. Ethier walked in his first at-bat, but he strikes out here, setting up Rodriguez. Adrian Rodriguez, the shortstop, he bats 6th. He's the owner of a 2-run single in the first inning, one of the first big hit in the first inning, scoring his teammates, 2 teammates, and then Tate Riley followed up with a 2-run double. Nobody on base. There's 2 outs. On deck is Riley. Takes up and in. This TAINOS team is extremely well-disciplined and well-balanced. Bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Adrian Rodriguez bats with the bases empty. Capono Cajali's done a nice job this inning, but he walks Rodriguez, so he's aboard for the second time. Rodriguez had a 2-run scoring single in his first at-bat, setting up Big Tate Riley now. With a runner on first base, Rodriguez, who just walked, setting up Tate Riley, the owner of a 2-run double. Bats for the second time already in the second inning. Capono's done a good job of getting outs quickly, but then he gets into trouble. That's what happened in the first inning, and that might be what was happening here in the second inning. Misplayed by the right fielder, allowing Calderon to get to third base, and then he popped up Greenslet for a sacrifice, scoring Calderon from third. So Conquistadores need to play a little bit better behind Capono. But now getting a little wild here is Capono. Come set, work off each pitch, 1 pitch at a time. Here's the pitch. Spikes that one. Now walking is Riley. So Riley is aboard for the second time. Setting up Greenslet. Setting up Weathersby. So Weathersby is getting his at-bat, second at-bat in the game. He walked earlier. He had a really nice at-bat. He ended up walking. Masso is on deck, or would be coming to bat if Weathersby can get aboard with 2 outs. Runners on first and second, they take their leads. That ball's popped up in the infield. Big Luca Morales under it, calling for it, and catching it. That does it for the TAINOS. They do score 1 run, though. So they've scored in both innings, scoring 5 in the first and 1 in the second. Team Conquistadores need to chip away at this lead and stop the bleeding. 6-0 the score. We'll be back in the third inning as Conquistadores come to bat in the third inning. 6-0 the score in the PRIBL on the last day of the PRIBL playoffs here in Aguadilla. This is Anthony DeSanto saying, stay with us. We've got more to come. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Start the third inning. Nat Greenslit on the mound. He had a sacrifice fly RBI last inning in the bottom of the second inning to score a run for Team Tainos. They're up 6-0. The ball's carved away foul, and a barehanded play. Give that kid a contract. Wow, nice play, barehanded. So leading things off. Let's see how he does. Good pitch right there. Big at-bat in this game for Conquistadores. They need to get somebody on base and start threatening. That ball's fouled against the screen. So Nick Fasthorse, the infielder, second baseman, bats for Conquistadores. Top of the third inning is he hits it the other way and picked off by the big first baseman, Tate Riley, corralling that one. So he is out. Nick Fasthorse hit the ball well, but caught by Riley at first base. Hayden Bledsoe gets his first at-bat. Adrian Rodriguez would be next. Comes up empty on that one. Nat Greenslit on the mound. Has done a really nice job against the Conquistadores. Good hitting by the Taínos. They've hit the ball really well. Bledsoe takes strike two. Nat Greenslit on the mound looking extremely confident. Here's the pitch, the 0-2 pitch, cut on and missed, another strikeout. That's the fourth strikeout. Nat Greenslit has done a really nice job on the mound. He hasn't given up a hit yet. The only person to reach was Capona with a hit by pitch. It's been the only blemish so far. Cut on and missed. That's Rodriguez. Or sorry, Perez. Adrian Perez. So just dealing right now. He is feeling it. Well, Good pitch right there, just missed. So, Fast Horse was retired. And then Bledsoe struck out. There's 2 outs. Perez, the batter. So that does it for the inning. Striking out Perez. Back-to-back strikeouts, Bledsoe and Perez. That does it for Conquistadores in the 3rd inning. They fail to score. And Nat Greenslet and Team Tainos are in the driver's seat. They control this game. 6-0 the score as they come to bat. Nat Greenslet is dominating on the mound. We'll be back momentarily as Tainos come to bat with the lead. Let's see what Conquistadores has in store. We might have a new pitcher on the mound, and we'll let you know what's going on. All right, back live. 6-0 the score. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading off is Dominic Masso, followed by Lyon and Ortega. The ball slapped foul, out of play, heads up. And it bounces to Christian Mulgari, who barehands that one. Masso, the owner of an RBI base hit. His first at-bat, bats with nobody on base, leads things off and takes the ball inside, 1-1 to even the count. Good. All right. Masso takes high ball. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count. The flying Hawaiian, Capono, back on the mound. 3-1 now to Dominic Masso. This is not the guy you want to walk because he can cause chaos for this Team Tainos team. Malachi Lyon on deck, followed by Kurt Ortega, the 1 and 2 hitters for Tainos. Ball 4, he walked him. So starting off by walking Dominic Masso. Hasn't been retired yet. He's reached base both times. Bringing up Malachi Lyon for the 3rd time in this game, and we're only in the 3rd inning. He came to the plate 2 times in the 1st inning, did Malachi Lyon. He got a base hit to lead off the game, and then he walked in his 2nd at-bat. So he's had a really good day at the plate as he hammers that one foul. Runners on first base is Dominic Masso, who walked to lead off the inning. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 6-0 the score. Scoring 5 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. Let's see if Tainos can do it again. Malachi Lyon going the other way, slapping it to left field, going the other way with it. Good job hitting it. The ball gets by the left fielder. Dominic Masso is going to turn the corner. He's going to come home and score the 7th run of the game for Team Tainos. Malachi Lyon is on fire. He is white hot. Man, he can hit the baseball. Going the other way, give him a single, getting to second on the air by the left fielder. So no RBI on the play. Scoring, though, from first on the air is Dominic Masso. Getting to second base is Malachi Lyon. Bringing up Kurt Ortega. Ortega's been cold at the plate today. 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out to end the first inning, actually. Hits that up the middle of the second baseman by one hop there. We got a rundown now. Malachi Lyon is stuck in a rundown between second and third. Watch out for obstruction. This is where we see a lot of obstruction. So he is out. So they cut down Lyon. So out in between second and third. Malachi Lyon, the first out. Normally when the ball is hit to your left, you go, but I'm not sure if Lyon read that one off the bat. That was kind of a hard hit ball right to the second baseman. And instead of going to first base, he saw in the corner of his eye Lyon caught in between, and they retired Malachi Lyon. So one out, Ortega now on second base. He comes off for a pitch runner. Ball slammed. That's a big league pop up to left field. It's going to be a tough play for the shortstop to get over there and get it. He does. So 2 outs. Calderon retired. Calderon has hit the ball hard this whole day in this whole PRIBL. He's owner of a triple and a single. So they finally retire him. Two outs. Nat Greenslet bats with the runner on second base in scoring position, taking all the way right there. Good pitch by the starting pitcher, Capono. Goes the other way with it. Second baseman ranging over and throwing out the speedy Nat Greenslet. Greenslet is retired, and that does it for Team Tainos, but they do score another run. 7-0 in the third inning. They do score in every inning, the first, the second, and the third. 5 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 now in the third. That does it for the third inning. We'll be back for the fourth inning. Team CONQUISTADORES coming to bat. They haven't scored yet and don't even have a hit yet against the starting pitcher, Nat Greenslet. So we'll be back. Stay with us. More on this Saturday in the PRIBL playoffs. We'll be back. This is Anthony DeSantos saying, please stick with us. right, back here live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. I know I've enjoyed my time in Puerto Rico. Hope you have enjoyed watching the games wherever you're listening and watching from. I'm trying to bring you the games the best I can, try to bring them to life. 7-0 the score, scoring 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Team Tainos are rolling with Nat Greenslet on the mound. Kicks, fires, and deals. Just high to the leadoff hitter Cortez. Cortez bats against Nat Greenslet, owner of 5 strikeouts. Ball slammed just foul. Out of the reach of Calderon, the third baseman. Nat Greenslet is working so quick and so efficiently. He has just been dominant on the mound. Ball's popped up, fair territory. First baseman ranging over. Riley getting under it and calling it off. Weathersby, the second baseman, was going over there, and Pedro Ethier also in right field did a good job closing in on that. But it was the first baseman, Tate Riley, to corral that one. So 1 out. Cortez is retired, setting up Jacob Strachniak. He's the 2-hitter, the catcher. One out, nobody on base for Team Conquistadores against the Tainos. The Tainos have been just been fantastic in the whole PRIBL and especially in the playoffs. We saw Darren Rosenberg the first day of the playoffs for Tainos throw a complete game shutout. And then yesterday it was Perez. Or no, sorry. For Taino's the starting pitcher yesterday? Yes, Javier Lopez. My goodness, he was fantastic to watch. He had 12 strikeouts yesterday, did the starting pitcher. Now Nat Greenslet on the mound, and he is throwing shutout baseball as well. Shortstop ranging over to his left and throwing out Strachniak. Good play by the shortstop, Adrian Rodriguez. He's been fantastic to watch at shortstop. So that's a 6-3 if you're keeping score at home. Setting up Luca Morales. Luca struck out in the first inning against Nat Greenslet. Greenslet has 5 strikeouts. Against the Conquistadores as he comes set from the windup. Good pitch right there. He's had really nice control of all of his pitches. Fastball and off-speed pitches have all looked good. Takes outside. To even things up, 1-1 the count now to Luca Morales as Nat Greenslet works to him as that ball is popped up to right center. Going to be a tough play for the right fielder, but he gets to the ball and gets under it is Ethier. Good play by the right fielder to retire Morales. So that does it for the Team Conquistadores. They fail to score again for 4 straight innings, and they still don't have a hit as Cortez, Strachniak, and Morales all go down in order. 1, 2, 3 by Nat Greenslet's excellent pitching. And he comes off the field with his team Tainos. They come to bat, and Conquistadores come back on the field. Let's see how they do. I'm pretty sure that's Capono coming out for another inning. So he's going to go out for his 4th inning. Good job by the starting pitcher Capono for Conquistadores. We'll be back momentarily. Stick with us. 7-0 the score. Tainos on top, and they're in control, and they come to bat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back live for the bottom of the fourth inning. Taino's in control of this game. And just a heads up, the winner of this game plays the Pelicanos at the 1 o'clock game. So whoever wins this game plays Pelicanos for the championship. So big opportunity, huge stakes here. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for both teams. The Conquistadores won their first game, and Tainos won their first game. Then they lost their second game, each team. So this is the 1-1 game as they play each other. And whoever wins this game plays the Pelicanos for the championship. And looks like Tainos are in the driver's seat if Conquistadores can't come up with a hit or a run. Nat Greenslet, starting pitcher for Tainos, has looked dominant. Not just good, but dominant. Takes inside. This is Pedro Ethier, batting for Team Tainos. They scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. Nobody on base leading off the inning. Comes up empty on the big swing right there. Good pitch by Capono to throw that, keep him off balance. Takes up and away. Ethier walks for the second time this game. He walked in his first at-bat, and he's walked in his third at-bat here. So he's aboard to lead things off in the bottom of the fourth inning against Capono. Now tangles with Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the owner of a 2-run single in his first at-bat, then walked, and he slaps that one through the hole. The diving shortstop can't come up with it. Base hit for Rodriguez. He's now 2 for 2 with his second base hit. Setting up Big Tate Riley, the owner of a 2-run double in the first inning. That was the big hit. I mean, Rodriguez was an absolutely big hit too, but Riley's was a fantastic double down the line, scoring 2 runners. So head coach coming out to the mound. I think that might be it. We'll see. He'll get the temperature of Capono. Yeah, that's going to be it. New pitcher on the mound. We'll be back momentarily, so stick with us. 7-0 score in the bottom of the fourth inning. Team Tainos are all over the Conquistadores, and they're threatening again. Runners on first and second. Big Tate Riley coming to bat when we come back. Stick with us, and we'll introduce the new pitcher. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. New pitcher on the mound, Adrian Perez takes over for Capono. So Capono is off the mound, and I think they put him in right field. Adrian Perez on the mound dealing with Big Tate Riley. In the bottom of the fourth inning, runners on first and second. He swings the first pitch and fouls it back. And out of play. Watch out, Mr. Ortega. So Riley swinging early and often against the new pitcher Perez, trying to catch that fastball and square it up. See if he can barrel this one up here. He barreled up the last one when he got that double. Takes strike on the outside. 0-2 now. He's in a hole. That's how he battled out of the hole in the first at-bat when he got that double. He got the count all the way to 3-2 after getting down 0-2 quickly. So he's quickly 0-2 here. Let's see what he does. Taking low. Good block by the catcher. Excellent job to keep that in front of him. 7-0 the score. Threatening again. Runners on first and second in scoring position is Ethier. Adrian Rodriguez, the runner on first base, he got a base hit. That's how he got on to second. Ethier walked. Here's the pitch. Riley takes just up and away. So good pitch right there, but good eye by Riley not to expand the strike zone. He's had a really nice day at the plate today. He walked and had that big double earlier in the first inning. There goes the runners. Ball's cued foul. Just got a piece of that one. His head coach giving him some pointers and some encouragement as Tate Riley gets back in there. 7-0 the score. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Takes inside. So again, Riley doing a great job following off pitches and staying in this at-bat, grinding in this at-bat, taking good pitches and laying off those that are out of the strike zone. So he's in a good spot here as he bats in the bottom of the fourth inning. Big lead, and he steps off. Good job by Perez to control the running game there. So Ethier taking a big lead, dancing off second base. He's in scoring position. Rodriguez is on first base. Nobody out. Bottom of the first inning, Tate Riley the batter. Adrian Perez comes set. Again, Ethier takes a big lead. Shortstop comes over, and they do pick off to second base. But to no avail, diving back safely, getting back there safely, is Ethier, Pedro Ethier. A part of Team TAINOS. Perez comes set, checks the runners again, comes to the plate. Tate Riley pops it straight up in the infield. Second base, shortstop coming over and in. Shortstop is going to drop it's an infield fly, so he is out. Tate Riley is out. The umpire called the infield fly. The runners can advance on their own discretion. So Riley is retired for the first out. The runners moving over to second and third. The shortstop could not catch the ball. It bounced, and allowing for the runners to advance. So the first out is Riley on the infield fly. That rule tries to protect the runners because the fielder can drop it on purpose, and they can end up with a double play or a triple play in some cases. The infield fly is called when there's runners on at least first and second, when there is a force play, even with the bases loaded, and there's less than 2 outs. So in this case, there was nobody out, runners on first and second, as Riley popped that one straight up to the middle infielders, but they couldn't catch it. The umpire called the infield fly as Weathersby cuts through that one. So now he bats with 2 strikes. Runners on second and third. Let's see if he can get the big hit here. Here's the pitch from Perez. Hammered that one foul, so he is just a bit early. is Weathersby. Let's see if he can get the timing right on Perez here. Runners take their leads from second and third. Here's the pitch. Taken wide, good eye by Weathersby, laying off that one. Seven nothing the score in the bottom of the fourth inning. One out. Runners on second and third. Rodriguez on second. Ethier on third. They take their leads. Perez comes set. Here's Perez's pitch. Again, chopped hard, foul. Out of play. Let's see how Perez attacks with 2 strikes Weathersby here. Weathersby just a little bit early, a little out in front. Here's the pitch. Again, slammed. Foul. Good night. If you're on the left field foul line or the left field area, anywhere to the left of Weathersby, be careful. That ball's coming in hot. Seven nothing the score. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bottom of the fourth inning. Live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. I've enjoyed my time here in the PRIBL, the second year that I've been here with you. Here's the pitch from Perez, and he hits it through. Gets it past the third baseman. He can't come up with it and make the play. So 1 run is in. They scored in every single inning, and looking for some more now with runners on first and third. The third baseman, Bledsoe, couldn't come up with that. That went through his legs. Hot shot hit by Ashton Weathersby. Reaching for the second time is Weathersby. Masso, the batter, owner. Nope. This is Nicholas Mack, I think. Number 13. We're used to Nicholas Mack with his black and yellow bat, but he bats here now with a natural finish bat. That might be a Rawlings big stick. Not sure. But he bats from the left side. He's a switch hitting outfielder, Nicholas Mack, as he takes that one down low. Runners on first and third. 1 run's already in. They're up 8-0. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion. They're up 8. Scoring in every single inning. Takes inside of that, skips in. Oh, it hit him, so he hit him on the toes. So bases are now loaded in the fourth inning, sending up Malachi Lyon, the leadoff hitter. So that was Nicholas Mack getting hit by a pitch. He's aboard, setting up the leadoff hitter, the dangerous speedster Malachi Lyon, who's had a really, really nice day today. 2 singles and a walk for Malachi Lyon, looking for some mo. 8-0 the score. 1 run's already in the fourth inning. In this playoff game, the winning team plays the Pelicanos later today for the championship. And that ball gets away briefly from the catcher. We're going to have a play at the plate. And he's diving in, sliding in safely. Safely, Adrian Rodriguez comes home with the second run of the inning. 9-0. 9-0 the score. Team Tainos are hungry, not just for lunch, but for this victory so they can play in the championship game later today. With 1 out, runners on second and third. They've scored 2 times this inning. Mack, the runner on second. Adrian Rodriguez scored that 9th run. That is Weathersby on third. Malachi Lyon, the leadoff hitter, bats and takes up. Adrian Perez, the pitcher for Conquistadores. Conquistadores still don't have a hit in this game. Nat Greenslet has been dealing against them. So this 9-0 score seems like 100 with Nat Greenslet on the mound. Slaps that one up the middle. Shortstop can't come up with it. That's a through for a 2-run single. Malachi Lyon, 3-for-3. Another base hit for Malachi Lyon. 2 RBI hit. 2 more runs scored. That's the 4th run of the inning in the 4th inning. 11 now. 11. 11-0. Kurt Ortega bats, looking for his first hit of the game. Perez comes set. Slams that to the shortstop. Fields it, shovels to the second baseman, spinorama, and not in time to get Ortega. So that's the second out. Ortega still without a hit, but he's on base. And the runner, number 3 for TAINOS, is on base, taking over for Ortega, the catcher. So we have a speed up for the catcher. I think that's Caleb Carey. Running for on first base. Of course, we know Calderon, the batter. Excellent shortstop, third baseman, Calderon. The number 3 hitter for Team TAINOS had a triple and a single. He's 2 for 3. As he bats, this is his 4th at bat in the 4th inning. 11-0 the score. Team TAINOS are cruising. Takes up and away. There's 2 outs. Nat Greenslet would be next if Calderon can reach. This TAINOS team is excellent, fundamentally sound. Taking a strike right there was Calderon. 4 runs are in the 4th inning. They scored 5 times in the first. They scored 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 4 times here in the 4th. And they're still batting with 2 outs as they check on the runner. The 3-hitter Calderon bats. He's had a really nice day at the plate. Let's see if he can add to it here. Here's the pitch from Perez. Comes up empty. Good pitch right there to get 2 strikes on him. Perez comes set. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Cut out and miss. That does it. Strikeout of Calderon. He's retired, and so are the TAINOS, but they score 4 times in the 4th inning. They're up 11-0 with the Conquistadores coming to bat, and Nat Greenslet coming out back on the mound for the 5th inning. We'll be back. That does it for 4 full innings. The 5th inning, and Conquistadores coming to bat in this morning game. Once again, the winner of this game plays later today for the championship against the Pelicanos. So, winner take all in this game right here. So we'll see what happens. 11-0 the score. Team TAINOS are up, and Conquistadores coming to bat. We'll be back with the 5th inning. This is Anthony DeSanto telling you, please come back for some more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 11-0, the score, 11-0. Scoring 4 times in the 4th inning was Team Tainos. Breaking this game wide open with a huge lead, up 11, comes up empty, the batter. That is Braylon Reynolds. He struck out earlier against the starting pitcher, Nat Greenslet. Nat Greenslet's been extremely good. Cut out and missed there. 2 strikes now to him. Capono, the starting pitcher, lasted 3 1/3 innings. Ball slammed to the third baseman. Good job of fielding that one. Calderon throwing across, but can't hold on to it. Dropped the ball at first base. So he's kicking himself over there at first. Tate Riley. Braylon Reynolds is aboard on the E3. Still hasn't given up a hit. Connor Anderson bats from the left side. Nat Greenslet has been in control completely of this game. 5 strikeouts. Ball is slapped the other way, foul. He is only allowed Capono to reach. He was hit by a pitch. And now Braylon Reynolds is aboard on the E3. Calderon, third baseman, throwing over to Riley, but couldn't hold on to that ball. And he did go, yeah, that's strike 2 now, so he gets ahead. 2 strikes to Connor Anderson. 0-2 is the count. Nat Greenslet has been a joy to watch in this PRIBL, this Team Tainos team as well. They're extremely talented and with fantastic depth. Good pitch right there, taken just outside. Kurt Ortega received that ball really well. Tried to hold it for the umpire and stick it, but didn't get the call. 1-2 now. Reynolds, the runner on first base, he reached on the air. Greenslet comes set. Throws wide again. 2-2 to even things up. Good at bat here from Anderson to get the count to 2-2. He's laid off 2 good pitches. Really patient hitter. Let's see if he can get the first hit of the game for Conquistadores. Just gets a piece of that one and chops that foul. Just gets a piece of that one there. That's a good pitch. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're listening and watching from. There it is, strike 3, another one, 6 strikeouts. So 6 strikeouts after the strikeout of Anderson. He's retired. He's 0 for 2 today. And here comes Capono, the only guy to truly reach against Nat Greenslet. Greenslet has been in complete control. Almost hit him again there, stayed inside. Good pitch. See if Capono can get the base hit. Comes up empty. Ortega throws down to first base, diving back is the runner. I think that's Theodoros. Yep. That's Theo at first. Comes set. Greenslet checks the runner at first. Pauses. Good pitch right there. Just taken. Down low. Capono batting here. There's 1 out. Anderson struck out. So now Capono, the batter, takes a strike. Good pitch right there again from Greenslet. He's been a gem in the PRIBL. This is, again, whoever wins this game plays later today in the championship game. So this is a big game. Greenslet misses with that one. Good at bat by Capono to bring the count full now. Runner on first base. Riley will play off of him. Here's the 3-2. Struck him out. Good pitch. Number 7 for Nat Greenslet. He has been dealing. Man, he's been fun to watch. So back-to-back strikeouts of Anderson and Capono. Now Smart gets to tangle with Greenslet. Let's see what Greenslet has here for Smart. With the runner on first base, Smart takes a pitch, good pitch, to lead off by Nat Greenslet. Greenslet threw that bender in there to Smart. See if he throws it again. Throws the fastball. Takes wide, 1-1. Two outs. Runner on first base. Greenslet to Smart. Another good bender, but that one stays up. Here's the pitch. Taking down low. There goes the runner. And he's just safe, just ahead of the tag. Calls time. Really close play. Good throw by Ortega. 3-1 the count. Hammers it the other way, and to the second baseman, and the first baseman catch. Oh, again, turned away. No hits so far by Nat Greenslet. So he has been in control and turned away Smart. So I think that might do it for the top of the inning. So failed to score again in the 5th inning. They're coming back out there. So get their at bat here. Blumel on the mound. We'll be back 11-0 the score. Conquistadores failed to score in the 5th inning. Team Tainos coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Clayton Blumel, the new pitcher, on the mound, and we'll be back. All right, hope you're good. Everybody's good over here. 11-0 the score. Tainos are up, and they're up big, and they're coming to bat. They're going to lead things off with their starting pitcher, the horse for these Tainos, throwing a shutout, a no-hit shutout so far. Of course, you hate to talk about it, but it is what it is, one of those things. Nat Greenslet going to lead things off against the new pitcher, Clayton Blumel. Blumel fires just low to Greenslet. Greenslet had a sacrifice fly RBI in his second at-bat and also walked Ball's hammered to left field. Going to be a tough play, and it's down in front of the left fielder. Greenslet aboard with a base hit. So Greenslet with a base hit. He gets his first hit of the game. He's reached base twice now, and owner of an RBI. He's coming off. Number 3 is going to take over for him, so Greenslet, the pitcher, can relax a little bit. That's a pretty good deal. You get to bat, and then somebody else gets to run for you. I'll sign up for that. Taking inside the right-handed hitter, Ethier. So Ethier bats here. Pedro Ethier batting, and he fouls that one against the screen. Watch out. Ethier has walked twice in this game. He also struck out, so he's 0 for 1. Checks his swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Clayton Blummel, the new pitcher on the mound, pitching to Pedro Ethier, and Team Tainos up 11-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Fouled again, straight back to the screen. Just a reminder, the winner of this game plays later today for the championship of the PRIBL. We've been in the playoffs for the past couple days. Takes just outside. Good pitch by Blummel. That's his bread and butter. But Ethier does not chase. Runner on first base. Full count. There's nobody out. Here's the pitch. Fouled again. Straight back to the screen. So he's staying in this at-bat. He is grinding against Blummel. So this is going to be a big at-bat for Blummel, the new pitcher. Giving up the base hit to Nat Greenslet to lead things off in the 5th inning. He came off for the pinch runner. Ball's hammered into left center field. If it's down, it's going to be trouble. And it's trouble. It's going to the wall. Turning the corner and going home and scoring. And standing up into third base, Pedro Ethier. Man, he's been a nice addition to Team Tainos. So RBI triple. So they score again in the 5th inning. So that's every single inning they have scored. And that's Ethier's first hit. So RBI triple for him in the 5th inning. Setting up Rodriguez. Rodriguez has had a really nice day at the plate as well. He's had 2 singles in this game, has Rodriguez, and he has 2 RBIs, and he also walked. And he slams that one back up the middle. Another base hit for Rodriguez and another RBI. That's his 3rd RBI today. Adrian Rodriguez coming through for his team. And they throw behind him. That ball gets away from the first baseman. And he's getting to second base at least. And he might turn the corner. No, he stops there. So another run is in. Adrian Rodriguez is 3 for 3 with a walk and 3 RBIs. Yeah, he's 3 for 3, Adrian Rodriguez. Yep. He's had a really nice day at the plate. The walk does not, it counts as a plate appearance, but not an at-bat. Takes down low. Big Tate Riley getting his turn here with 1 out. Rodriguez, the runner on second. They scored twice this inning. Let's see if Riley can bring in Rodriguez. Comes up empty out in front of that one. scoring position is Rodriguez. Takes a strike inside. Got the corner, though. Clayton Blumel on the mound. He's given up a big triple to RBI triple to Ethier and a big RBI single to Rodriguez. Locked him up, though. That looked inside, but taken for a strike. So Riley is retired on the strikeout. That ball looked inside, but he is retired, setting up Weathersby. See if Weathersby can bring in Rodriguez with 2 outs. He bats, scoring 2 times in this inning. They scored in every single inning Tainos have, and they scored 2 times in this 5th inning. Weathersby takes a strike. Good pitch right there by Blumel. They scored 5 times in the first, 1 time in the second, 1 time in the third, 4 times in the fourth, and 2 times here in the 5th. And they're still batting with Weathersby hitting, and he carves that one foul and out of play. Let's see if Blumel can retire Weathersby. Rodriguez, the batter, he is 3 for 3 today. He stands on second. Weathersby hits that one a mile high to center field. Shortstop going out, center fielder coming in, and he will make the catch. Yep, he made the catch. That was on a transfer, so he is out. Oh, that's only 2 outs, sorry. I thought that was 3 outs. 2 outs. That was on the transfer. He caught it on the transfer. So now getting an at-bat is Mack. Nicholas Mack will bat. He was hit by a pitch when he was batting from the left side. Now he bats from the right side. The switch hitter bats from the right side. Hits it to the second baseman. Good play by the second baseman to field it and throw out the speedy Mack. So now that's the 3rd out. So Mack is retired. They scored 2 times, though. They scored in every single inning. We'll be back momentarily in the PRIBL. 13-0 now. 13-0. As Greenslet's coming back out on the mound for Team Tainos. He's throwing a shutout, and if you're keeping track at home, he's throwing a no-hitter so far. So we'll be back and talk about that later in the PRIBL playoffs. Don't forget, the winner of this game goes to play Pelicanos for the championship later today. We'll be back. Stay with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Beautiful weather day, beautiful day in the neighborhood. Nat Greenslet back on the mound. First pitch is a strike. Good pitch. And he's been doing it all day. Nick Fast Horse, the batter. Let's see if Fast Horse can get aboard. Down 13-0. Nat Greenslet swing and a miss. Another good pitch by Greenslet. He's been in complete control, completely dominant in this game. 13-0 the score. Taínos are rolling with Greenslet on the mound in control this game. And 1, 2, 3, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You are out of there. 8 strikeouts now for Greenslet. Setting up the new batter, number 1. Number 1, the batter. Checks the swing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hernandez? No. Hernandez is left-handed. So out right there, either way. So the first 2 batters are erased. Hayden Bledsoe now coming to bat. Hayden Bledsoe struck out earlier. Mm-mm. Oh, this is Clayton Blumel. Yes, okay, yes, Clayton Blumel the batter. Yeah, he pitched last inning, so he gets his at-bat. As he gets his at-bat here. The Moyer family in the building. They just arrived. Nat Greenslet back on the mound, throwing to Clayton Blumel. Strike, another good pitch, man. He is just in complete control, dominating the mound. Tons of confidence by these Taínos team. And Nat Greenslet is the leader of the pack. Another strike. He's just pouring it in now. It doesn't even look fair. He's racked up 8 strikeouts. There's number 9, so he's got 9 strikeouts. Blumel goes down. Excellent outing for Nat Greenslet. I don't know where he plays his college baseball, but he is an absolute fixture wherever he plays. 13-0. Conquistadores are coming back out. Taínos coming to bat in the next half inning. So in the 6th inning, Conquistadores failed to score in the top. Team Taínos coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Once again, the winner of this game goes on to the championship game later today in the PRIBL. We'll be back momentarily. Stay with us. All right, we're back here live. Chance for Tainos coming to bat one more time. They are looking good with the lead, 13-0. They sent up their leadoff hitter, Malachi Lyon, who hasn't been retired yet either. Bats from the left side. Clayton Blummel working ahead now on that one. Fouls it. Just gets a piece of that one. Lyon has done everything right today at the plate. Hammering that one foul. 0-2, Malachi Lyon. The speedster. He's the catalyst of this team, gets things rolling for Tainos. And if he gets on, you know you're in trouble. That's what's happened here for the Conquistadores. They haven't retired Lyon, and he's been causing chaos and havoc in this game. As he slaps that one the other way, that one is going to land in front of the left fielder. Another hit. That's his fourth hit. 4 for 4 and a walk. Buenas noches. He is white hot with 2 RBIs as well. Now, Kurt Ortega, the opposite, has not reached base with a hit. So he's looking to break through this little bit of a slump that he's in today. He's 0 for 4 today. On the other side of the fence, Malachi Lyon 4 for 4. Here's the pitch from Blummel. Takes a strike. Good bender right there. Thank you for being a part of the broadcast and listening along with us and watching along with us. We're trying to bring this game to life. Here's the pitch from Blummel. Hammers it to center field. Center field has a beat on it and catches it. So that's the kind of hitting that Ortega's used to. He hit that ball really hard, but is retired. So big out right there to retire Ortega. And now Calderon bats with a triple and a single. He's 2 for 4. He's hit the ball really hard today for the Tainos, and that plunked him, so he's aboard now. Now setting up Nat Greenslet. There's players in every ball game that there's a star over, and today the star is on Greenslet. He walked, sacrifice fly, RBI, and a single to his credit. As he bats the runner in scoring position, he slams that one to center field. And it might be, yes, good catch by the center fielder, retiring and tagging up on second and third are the runners. So Greenslet is retired on the long fly ball to deep left center field. Center fielder ranging over to his left to catch that one, so he's retired. Last 2 batters flew out to Connor Anderson, the center fielder. So now batting and gets his at-bat is the dangerous Pedro Ethier. Ethier, the owner of a RBI triple in his last at-bat. He hammered that to the left center gap, going to the wall. Now bats with runners on second and third, both in scoring position. 13-0 the score. Good bender right there. That's a tight slider right there, taken for a strike. 13-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ethier bats with runners on second and third. Here's the pitch from Blummel. Just taken down low. Good idea. Evens the count 1-1 now with 2 outs. Pedro Ethier bats in this PRIBL. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. We've enjoyed having you with us. Fouls, it just gets a piece of that one. Now with 2 strikes, Pedro Ethier will bat. He'll get a chance to expand the lead. Tainos have scored in every single inning except here in the 6th. They're going to he balks. He absolutely balked there. So they stole home, up 13-0. They stole home. How about that? So with 2 outs, they scored now in every single inning. Now 14-0. That was an electric play by Malachi Lyon. Man, he is a speedster. So Ethier gets his at-bat with a runner on third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pedro Ethier bats now against Clayton Blumel. Good pitch right there in the outside corner. Picks it off for a strikeout. So he is retired. That's the 3rd out. So we're done here, but they do score in the inning. 14-0 now as Conquistadores come to bat in the top of the 7th inning. We'll be back. Stick with us. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. The winner of this game plays in the championship game later today against Pelicanos. And Nat Greenslet comes back on the mound. Stick with us because you might see some history here in the PRIBL. We'll be back momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Top of the 7th inning, 14-0. Nat Greenslet on the mound. And they're trying to bunt there. Nat Greenslet has not given up a hit in this game. He's looking for a complete game shutout. And he pitches to Joel Cortez, Jacob Strakniak on deck, and Luca Morales. So the top 3 hitters in the lineup, and he goes to battle here. Steps off, resets himself. Working on a complete game, no-hitter with 9 strikeouts. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast and being with us. All PRIBL in Aguadilla have been with you. For the past 2 weeks, I've enjoyed my time, and we're watching Nat Greenslet own this game. Gathers himself, throws out Cortez, the first out. That's a 1-3. Excellent defense by Nat Greenslet. He has been a star in this game and a star in this PRIBL as he is pitching now to Jacob Strakniak. Strakniak will bat here in the top of the 7th inning. Down 14-0. 14-0 the score. The winner of this game plays the Pelicanos later today. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. Good start for Greenslet. Greenslet in control of the game, as we talked about. Really exciting to watch. He is throwing every pitch wherever he's wanted to. Kicks, fires, and deals. Caught on and missed. His fastball is electric. His off speed, he's been in control of. He can spin it up there and easily in the mid-80s with his fastball. Comes set. Shakes off, and now he likes it. Kicks, fires, and deals from the windup. Ball's hammered foul, out of play. Can't catch up to that one. He's got 9 strikeouts. And he gets number 10 right there. There's 2 outs. Luca Morales stands in the way of history. One out away. Nat Greenslet on the cusp of pitching a complete game shutout and pitching his team into the playoffs championship game. Up 14-0 in the PRIBL. Kicks, fires, and deals. Cut on and missed. 1 strike away, 1 out away. He's got it. Complete game, no hitter, and a shutout for 11 strikeouts. And that does it here, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Final score 14-0 as the players line up and get onto the field. Thank you so much for being a part of the broadcast. They pitched themselves into the finals. We'll definitely try to get an interview with Nat Greenslet, a complete game shutout, and a no-hitter of the Conquistadores. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? You don't see that every day. Thank you for being with us. This is Anthony DeSantos saying goodbye for now. Put it in the books. Nat Greenslet and Team Tainos are going to the championship game later today. We'll see you there no matter where you are. Thank you for being a part of the broadcast. Final score 14-0 as Conquistadores go down, eliminated by Team Tainos. We'll be back with more. We'll try to get an interview with Greenslet. And we'll see you if you're coming back for the Pelicanos-Tainos game later after lunch. We'll be back. Thank you for being a part of the broadcast.